Hello, it's Ashley here from One Stitch After Another, and I have today's package, and I've just realised that I don't know what the festive pattern of the day is. Let me just search. I hope whatever you're doing, you're having a lovely Christmas Eve. All my shopping is done now, all my presents are wrapped, and I've visited my mum in her nursing home and taken her what do you call it? Taking her Christmas presents. I have been awake very early, 2 o'clock I've been awake since, and my children that live away from home came home at 4 o'clock this morning, and yes, we're just about to have some brunch. So what should we do first? We will have a little look at the festive pattern of the day. Just bear with while I find it. So it is a free pattern, perfect for using your mini skeins, naughty or nice calendar, and it is by Samantha van Noy, and I think this is perfect for using up those mini skeins and trying something new. You've got lots of little panels of different lace stitches there, and you can see there's kind of like a rainbow fade going on in this particular one. Will that be something that I will use this year's advent for? I don't know. Let me see when this was. Oh, this was only published in November 2021, but that looks a really nice pattern. Right, it's the last one. I am so sad that it is the last one. But all good things must come to an end, mustn't they? Oh, I like it. Look at this. Beautiful. Just take you where there's a little bit more light. So very nice to end. Got a little bit of kind of zebra going on there. Really nice. I'm going to come back in a little bit and read the story for you. So there is an awful lot of story to read today. The animals awoke to snow softly falling. Well, what did you expect? It is Christmas Eve after all. It lay sparkling and glistening, transforming the woodland into a wonderland. No fog, no mist, clear, bright, jovial, stirring, cold, cold, piping for the blood to dance to. Golden sunlight, heavenly sky, sweet fresh air, merry bells, oh glorious, oh glorious. Little tracks around the woodland showed the industrious activities of the animals. A sprinkling of snow fell on Betty's head. She looked up to see Cyril scrambling along the snowy branch, whistling happily. There was much humming and mumbling of words as the little creatures practised their lines and singing. In the cottage, last-minute preparations are made. Beth is looking out of the kitchen window into the garden, hoping for a glimpse of her favourite little rabbit. The family had been for a walk in the woodland, as they always did on Christmas Eve. Joe had put scraps on the bird table that he built and put up a couple of years ago. Many more had been made and put up since. As Beth closes the curtains, she moves towards the inglenook to sit for a quiet cup of tea before the busyness of the evening. There is a hush now in the woodland. Animals are arriving at Arthur's tree. A few snowballs are being thrown amongst the young ones. The animals from Drewston have been in the woodland for most of the day, welcomed into homes and enjoying Christmas food baked especially for the visitors. You have never seen the like of me before. Cyril made everyone jump as he announced himself as the ghost of Christmas present. There was a little giggle and ripple of affection as the animals all thought, no, indeed, they had not. Arthur looked down at the squirrel with a heart full of gladness. Edward Hare, who had taken the opportunity to dance round in case Bob Cratchit was cold, walked along with young Copperfield as Tiny Tim. God bless us everyone was pronounced most eloquently by Copperfield and brought on a loud cheer. Bessie wiped a tear from her eye and cuddled baby Pip close to her. Even Gerald had come out of the warmth of the barn to listen. Howard's beautiful voice rang through the woodland as Stella and Amy sang their hearts out, and there was such a feeling of Christmas cheer that Arthur went around the large gathering wishing his friends a Merry Christmas and giving them a hug with his wing. Freddie the robin bounced on a branch alongside Arthur's wife Millie. What a wonderful scene! Beth and Joe had noticed Gerald standing by the woodland, had wandered over to him. Beth suddenly noticed Sherlock, their cat, sitting on a fence post looking towards the large oak tree that stood in the centre of the woodland. What was that sound? There was certainly magic in the air this Christmas Eve. Sherlock flicked snow from his paws and ran back into the cottage, hoping to find a spot of warmth on Florence's legs. We will leave the animals to their Christmas Eve gathering. A Christmas carol has worked the magic on the animals and our little family. We hope you've loved this little tale and that you enjoy a wonderful Christmas Eve wherever you are. Very best wishes for a joyous day tomorrow. And then the little quote from A Christmas Carol. What's today? Cried Scrooge, calling downwards to a boy in Sunday clothes, who perhaps had loitered in to look about him. Today, replied the boy. Why? Christmas Day. So what a lovely story that has been. And we have one more parcel to open. Oh, it looks like it could be some slow stitching. So we have a piece of fabric. Ah, look. We have a tree. And we have some little creatures. So there's the owl. That could be Arthur. And some little mice. That has been lovely. Here's another look at the yarn. And tomorrow I have my Christmas Day skein to open and my project bag to open. So I will be back also with a roundup of all of the colours in the yarn advent. I hope you have a lovely Christmas Eve, and I will see you at some point tomorrow or perhaps the day after with a roundup of this beautiful yarn advent from Sherry Iris. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. Best wishes to one and all.